Okay. Write a note of it, and I will check it out later. All right, looks we are live. It's on both YouTube and Twitch. Yeah. Let's see. Make sure this is live. Yep, that's live. Mm-hmm. Alright. Let's see. On YouTube, it's not. On Twitch, it is. On YouTube, it's SpaceBorn, one word, then Killer. On Twitch, it's all one word. Don't run from me now, Reggie. Yes, live right now. Dang it. How do I link this shit? Oh, here it is. I had to find the thingy. The thingy. You know, the links, that thing. Yeah. Yeah, it was as soon as I can get right, because apparently I can't freaking copy and paste correctly. There we go. Now I can do this. There we go. Got it. Alright. Alright, is that the wrong one? Oh, I hit the wrong one. Damn it. My bad. This is what I need a secretary for. Oh, it's still saying that. Oh, whatever. That's cool. Stuff in here. I'm just posting stuff. Give me, what, like, I mean, if you want to preview it, that'd be weird. All right. So, first thing working on here, I got this patrol escort here, and I didn't choose this name. It just came out as USS America. I think the game's trying to tell me something. But everything on this ship is completely free to play. There is no items that are on the ship that aren't easily obtainable in the game or with some time and grinding. It's the patrol escort. It's a T5U. Well, not a T5U, but just T5. Like, you can't even make it a U. It's that free to play. You literally go into the ship vendor, and it costs like 20,000 dilithium. Yeah, it's cheapo.
Colony neutralized. Head toward the next one. Picking up multi-ships on long-range sensors. We're about to have
Well, not a tour of the galaxy, but a couple refinements of dilithium. Like, if you keep up with it, it should only take 3 days of refining dilithium to afford it. Yeah, dilithium, not easy. It's check your shareability, and then once I'm done with this, I'll check mine to be sure. But everyone should be shareable because I haven't changed any of my settings. You have to check your broadcast. So you have to like hold down, whatever you use to go to your broadcast settings, and then check your broadcast settings. Yeah, there's audio, but there's also the broadcast setting you have to check as well. Okay. I'll check my settings once I'm out of this patrol. Not bad for T5, honestly. Mm,
How about now, FW? Can you hear me?
yep. So that's what it was. It's that setting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And allow your voice to be shared.
Question: is anybody on my YouTube one? Wanna be famous by? Oh.
I'm on YouTube.
Okay. Any? Let me know if there's anything that comes in the chat there, because I can't see that one.
Let me know if there's
Though there will be some bots that looks like they'll come through.
Okay, so
Copy that.
But yeah, this ship's not too bad. Though I do want to try a T5UX. Go to my Zen store. Because technically, you should be able to get a Zen store ship just by refining dilithium as well. Well, let's go with the Andorian. But basically, the goal is just basically prove that you can build whatever you want to build in this game and still be decent. Some people think you have to, like, you know, pay to be good in this game. Honestly, don't. As long as you know what you're building and what you're putting together.
You got too many ship space.
I don't have enough. I don't have enough.
what'd you say? Okay, so.
Oh, can you turn it down, FW? I'm hearing echoes. What were you saying, Rich?
I'm gonna go down and get the same ship. Is it T5?
What, the patrol escort one?
Yeah, not a fleet or just it's regular T5.
Yeah, it's just regular T5. It doesn't matter what you get. You can get a fleet. You can get the fleet one too. I mean, it's just basically just looking at, like, hey, these are ships that are available. That pretty much
I just want to
anybody
get something
can
close to what
obtain.
you're doing, so that we got the same. I mean, maybe something different actually, but the same level. Like if you're going T5, then I'm going to go T5, and let's see, 1 second.
I mean, I spent all my fleet credits on this character, so I can't really do it on this one as well. Right now, I'm gonna pull up an Andorian escort. So this one has. Oh, I don't have the thingy for it.
So this is for fleet credits. The Scourge Destroyer retrofit, 200,000 fleet credits. I'm gonna grab that one. Still T5, and 4 weapons.
Mm-hmm.
4-3. It's 4-3 weapon. Turn-based 17. 2 device slots. Experimental weapon slot. Can equip 2 cannons if you want, but use your choice, I guess. See, the hull is 28.5, and shield modifier is 0.9. So let's grab that. Yes. And
So yeah, I'm gonna go to Earth Space Dock.
I'm gonna name it after SpaceBorneKiller and call it Killer's Apprentice.
I'm an apprentice now. What am I, a Sith Lord?
I mean, why not? I mean, I don't really know anything. I mean, I know a little bit about building ships, but like, if I have to listen to anybody, I'd listen to what you have to say and go to you for building ships. You're Wilson. I mean, Hook.
Yeah.
He's all right for certain things.
Yeah, he's still used to the older way of building things. He's been out of the meta loop for a while, but he seems to be picking up lately. Because I don't know, sometimes he gets like a motivation.
So if I ready this up, it's gonna give me all my epic stuff. So I don't want to do that. You just left everything that came on it, right?
No, I just put I put everything that you could basically get in the game. So like, like your stuff from Reputation or things if you can get a hold of it with relative ease or without, spending any money in it, I basically put on the ship.
Yeah. You got to do me a little better than that because I spent a lot of money in this game, so help me
So
out, like.
so you have your phone?
Yeah.
Pull up the stream.
Pull up stream.
Oh, I don't have any room. Damn. Dry dock something. See, this is why I always have. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm just nabbing some Zen at the moment. Which now, in this state, I have to pay taxes on my online purchases.
You gotta do what?
I gotta get me some ship slots because I'm all out of space.
Okay, I pulled up the stream.
So just kind of follow what I'm doing. Just make sure the volume is not up.
Yeah, it is. It's turned down.
Let's see what
You're in the Zen store, okay?
items. Slots and services. Give me some dry dock.
Alright. It's in the store. I ain't buying dry dock slots or anything like that. I don't need it.
No, no. That's for me because I need space. All right.
You are the spaceborne killer, so you do kill space.
Mm-hmm.
Back to where am I falling to?
Let's see. What should we go with? I kind of like the way this looks.
What is that?
It's, this one, the Fleet Scourge Destroyer retrofit. I kind of like
That's
this.
what I got. That's what I got. Oh, that's a fleet. Okay, I got the T5 version.
Oh, the seating though. I don't like that seating. Let me see if I can find one that has good seating on it.
Is that the fleet version of the Scourge?
Oh, this has
That's
better
the destroyer?
seating. There we go. Yeah, that's the T5 version of that one.
Hey, what's that thing look like? Let's see.
I like the way it looks. I just don't like that
yeah.
seating.
Hey, that might be alright.
I like how this one says USS Patriotic. They did it again. Every ship I get is America, Patriotic. Are you trying to tell me something cryptic?
I think it is.
Tempest Tail Gun. You know what? I've never used this one before. But not starting now. Oh, wait. That's attached to it. I can't take it off.
Don't name it Murica. They'll get a little angry.
That's too late for that.
Murica. No, Murica, yeah.
Oh, America.
Murica, yeah. Yeah. That was a battle. But it was alright. They left me alone after a while.
I need to get a T5U upgrade. I'm gonna upgrade all the way up to a T6X. Well, T5UX.
What did that do?
So the T5U just gives it more stuff. Same thing with the T5. It's basically like, you know how like when you upgrade your T6 to a T6X and you get those extra slots and stuff. Same thing.
Gotcha. Okay, I could probably go pull one out, I guess. I've been hoarding them like crazy. I've gave like 20 of them away to a couple other people. Figure they didn't have the means to get any, so pay it forward to help somebody out.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I don't like this. I don't like the way. So, yeah, my seating, my.
I mean, you can make it work. It's just not a great seating.
No, my. What do you call it? Crew seats? Yeah. Is tactical. Okay, and you got attack pattern beta 2. Okay, yeah. So I got to fix all that. Attack pattern delta 3. Attack pattern beta 2. Whoa. Definitely got to take.
Alright.
Beam overload. There we go. 3. One torpedo.
And now she is an X.
And what you do here is with your training manuals you easily acquired with EC. If you're in airspace docks, go down or go up around the what's his name, the commander's office.
Oh, you mean the Fleet Admiral's office?
Yeah, Fleet Admiral. Yeah,
Quinn. There he goes, Quinn.
Yeah, go down the stairs, go to the left, and that little office down there is the training manual store, and you can just about get all your basic manuals there to start. Dude, best circle, why not?
I'll remove this. Remove this. Remove this.
I can leave attack pattern delta 3 on with Beam Overload 3, right?
Yeah.
But I can't leave attack pattern beta 2 on. I need to take that off.
I mean, you can do either or. For PvE, it'd be better with the beta than the delta.
Okay. I'd probably put beta 3 on somewhere. Nope. Don't have it. I don't have it, so... Shoot.
So, disrupt. Oh.
Chemosite lays beta 3, though. Yeah, I don't have attack pattern beta 3, so I'm gonna leave Delta on for now. It probably come back to bite me for that, but it'll be alright.
Yeah, right now I'm just slotting on some consoles. They're basically free to play. Not going too crazy with it. Or, stuff that you can easily get. Like the hostile acquisitions, this comes in a lockbox, but it's on the exchange for cheap normally. Or somebody will just give this to you.
So you're saying consoles that are easily acquired? Like, it's been so long since I've easily acquired consoles at a lower level.
So, like your mission consoles, usually the ones that you see where you have to kind of like level up, like the Mark 15s, or something like that. Those are normally, you can get those out of missions. Though there are some that come out of lobby, but the lobby ones I've taken off. Like if you look on my screen, like I've taken off all my lobby ones.
So, like sideways comment. This is a crack at you, just for the people. I did not expect you to look the way you sound, and you're fat for a military man. Fat.
What, you expected some skinny dude?
For military, a better.
I'm thick, bro. I'm thick.
Not like chipmunk cheeks and stuff. Are you packing in for the winter over there?
I mean, firstly, I don't have chipmunk cheeks. This is a manly physique, all right?
Okay, you say tomato, I say tomato. So you're okay. So.
Yeah, I'm just looking through some stuff, make sure I can put on something that will basically like help out a person that's they're in it, but they can afford like ranking these things up, because some of these things, like a lot of these things I have, like you can't get unless it was an event or you have access to the lobby. So in technicality, I could put on some lobby things, but that's if they were around for the events to get the lobby.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna craft some stuff that's easily craftable should be easily available in the beginning.
Yeah. So I'm just finding things just to slot on that someone should fairly be easy to get for them. Which I may have to craft one item in my reps. So like, another good item that I haven't used in a while is the 0-point conduit. Gives you some crit chance.
Disruptor, first off. So I gotta craft a couple R&D items. Wow. I pretty much taken everything off the Reggie account, and dispersed it other places because this guy's pretty much done. So.
Yeah, that's how a lot of my characters are. They don't really need much of anything, and now I'm to a point where I can like focus on specializing builds and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, but this T5U does not look too bad,
You got
honestly,
any
though.
R&D boxes laying around? I need some stuff.
R&D boxes, my goodness.
Yeah, like crafting stuff.
I don't.
I can manage. I can manage. I'll just
Oh,
make them.
well, I never leave any of those things laying around.
But yeah, I mean, I just crafting some stuff, and like you probably wouldn't have all this stuff in the beginning, so you'd have to go either craft it or find it to make weapons and consoles. So disruptor beams and beam arrays. There's a 360 Omni, disruptor beams, Zongo. I guess I'll go Mark, but you probably can't do Mark 7 in the beginning. So what's the base beginning level?
So if you're gonna go with if you're gonna try to go that route, you might as well just start holding the character. But I'm just showing what somebody can get once they're or a goal to strive for in game that's obtainable stuff. Because you try to build for early game stuff, honestly it kind of doesn't matter what you're doing at level 10 because.
So you're building from the beginning. It don't matter what I do, right?
So building something at the beginning, you want to have an okay build to just kind of get you through the missions, but you're not actually making a specific build until you get towards the end because you don't have access to a lot of things. So it's kind of work with what you got. And that's kind of the unfortunate part of that is that you kind of have to kind of work with what you have until you get to the in-game stuff. Because the in-game stuff that's where you're actually gonna make builds, and that starts around level 50. That's when you have access to your reputations and you start getting access to your specializations. So everything I'm slotting Starship trait-wise is stuff that's obtainable that you can, you're obtaining easily. I'm gonna leave my personal space traits the same because, in theory, you should be able to earn EC or somebody in your fleet should be generous enough to be able to get these for you.
Yeah.
Well, at least we're generous enough to get these for you. Let me say that.
We try. We try. We do try.
But honestly, now that I look at this ship with the Baul vanity shield on, it doesn't look bad, honestly. I'm kind of digging it a little bit. Though I am aghast at this turret, this tail gun at the back. It's going to be interesting. I've never tried this ship before, honestly. Accuracy, not too bad, sitting at 62 accuracy, 31 crit chance, 132 crit severity. Hull at 102,000. It's not bad looking. We haven't mastered it yet, so I don't have all these extra little buffs to it.
Yeah, it just deleted my ship. It didn't like it. Wow. Really?
It did what?
Deleted my ship. The T5 I just bought. You gotta type in the name and everything. Oh.
Switch instances. It probably just glitched out.
I ain't never seen that happen at all. That was rad, dude.
See, I like the way this is because I can set up, reverse shield polarity, ox to bat with the photonic officer. So duty officer wise, it's an easy setup. So, you know what? I'm gonna move this guy here. I wonder if I got it on this one. I don't feel like going back down to Earth.
Yeah, it didn't work either. It's gone.
Huh. That's weird.
I know it. It didn't like it, man. All my other ships got jealous and said, "What is that?"
That's curious. Is it not in your inventory?
Nope. Sure ain't. Wow. I've never seen that happen.
Me either. Alright, let me...
So it's CT6 then. Let's see what that says.
Did you upgrade it or something?
No. I'm just gonna go take it. I'm gonna go look at another ship, I guess. Look at a Fleet T6 and see what is in there. Because by this time you probably already joined a fleet. Looking at this is probably where you're looking at your first couple ships anyway.
So... These duty officers...
I'm with you on trying to do that big, trying to stick to the basics at the beginning to go out and fly around with you to help me understand how to explain more on helping them help the people.
Yeah. And I'm trying to put on duty officers that I know are mostly obtainable.
Would the Rising Corvette T6 be obtainable in the beginning to them?
No. If you weren't around for the event, it's not obtainable. Okay. Unless you buy it with Zen. Which, again, one could reasonably assume that somebody would grind out the Zen the dilithium to trade for Zen. But I'm trying to keep it as low cost as possible if they were to go that route.
Right on.
So... But I mean, a lot of stuff I'm putting on, the duty officers are obtainable. It's just it takes a while to get them. They're not going to be easy to get. The only one I think is probably easy to get is the High Kiev one because you can get that through the Phoenix prize pack. But the one I have on one technician because I'm using photonic officer for most of the cooldowns. So the technician gives a little extra kick in the cooldowns. I got beam energy weapon officers. You can obtain these through packs, but again, it's like one of those things where they're hard to come by. But I do have on two of those. But they are obtainable eventually. Then you got the con officer that gives a reduction in cooldown to attack patterns. And then you got the fabrication engineer that gives an increase of duration of reverse shield polarity. So that helps with the survivability. And
when I'm a cheat and act like I grinded out enough for fleet modules and go buy them.
Yep. Chemosite lace weaponry. These are obtainable through lockbox prizes, but usually there's somebody in your fleet, or at least in our fleet, that has manuals that you should be able to get these from. Attack pattern beta 3 is good for debuffs, debuffing the enemy, stripping away the resistance, help you do more damage. Beam overload, beams are kings. Always remember, beams are kings. And part of like having your setups doing good is basically just having things trigger when you want to trigger. Like reverse shield polarity, you want this at least 50%. Where your shield's at 50%, because you don't want these just going off whenever possible. Whereas these, you can have go off whenever possible. This one you can put on your hotkey, so you're clicking it whenever you need it. Same with this, you want your photonic officer to go off whenever possible. That's your cooldowns, your main source of cooldowns. Science team, you're only going to hit this whenever you're affected by science debuffs, and this you kind of learn as you play, like what this clears and what it doesn't clear. If you're an engineer, you want to hotkey your miraculous repairs. The reason why you hotkey your miraculous repairs because this will go off automatically by itself twice if you're using the trait here called Grace Under Fire. So basically, it gives you a free miraculous repairs after using your first initial one. But if you're low and it doesn't register that first miraculous repairs, then it'll use that second one again. So it's just better to hotkey this one if you're an engineer. If you're tactical, your invulnerability sweep, I would hotkey that one. If you're science, you can hotkey your sub-nuke for whenever you want to use against a boss or something, but I would say it's kind of personal preference at that point where you want to hotkey. If you're using mines, you want to hotkey your relocate mines, but we're not using mines in this build. It's just a pure energy damage build, so there's no torpedoes on here. Device setups, you want to get your reactive armor callus. This is going to be from the mission Broken Circle in the Iconian War. Once you obtain it once, you can always craft it again in your research and development. It's going to be in your engineer section of research and development. They're pretty cheap and they only take a couple seconds to actually craft. So you can make a bunch of these within a short amount of time. Next thing up is hole patches. Hole patches is your other line of healing for your survivability. These take longer to craft, roughly 5 minutes, but they're also pretty cheap as well. For the dirt device slot, preference, but I prefer weapon batteries because the more power you have going to your weapons and the less effective drain you're going to feel from your weapons. So whenever you're firing your weapons, there's a drain to your subsystem power, and your subsystem power, whatever your weapons stats are at, if it's at 125 the way mine is right now, that means you're getting 125% bonus damage in addition to all the other bonuses on your weapons. So if it's lower when you're firing, like say it drops down to 60, then you're only getting 60% bonus damage to your weapons. So having the weapon battery there helps keep your weapon power up, thus keeping your damage up. I actually think right now I'm ready to go on a patrol and test her out real quick.
2 seconds.
I'll come get you after this patrol. I just kind of want to see how this one does on its own. I'm going to try rescue and search. Make sure my ability isn't changed because this game will change your stuff when you're not looking. Am I on elite? I think I'm on elite. Wow. She's doing better than I thought. I forgot I'm on elite because I normally play an elite, but T5UX.
That rift's unstable. We
Just strolling through an elite. Look at that crit severity for that disruptor. That's great, actually. Oh, look at that, 145k. AFW.
Huh?
What do you think of that? Just a little T5X going through an elite.
Pretty tasty.
Most of the traits I'm using are from the specializations.
That's
Cool.
one less rift to worry about. Let's get to market.
Bad news, I'm afraid. Klingons are approaching our position.
Oh, I wish I could get rid of that infused weapon on the back for experimental. Not hurting without an experimental weapon either, so. You say you're using that Scourge, right? Really?
No. I went and got something else. I'll tell you here in a second. Which has got 4 universal seats. I'm quite amused right now. Yeah, Lieutenant Commander Universal say. Lieutenant Commander Universal. Ensign Universal. And Lieutenant Universal Pilot Station. And Commander Tactical Pilot.
Last one. Look at that beauty. Oh, not bad.
The Kyla? Pilot? Raider?
The Macha?
Cha?
Yeah, that's from the Klingon recruit.
Has 4 universal seats. There's a Zen Store version.
Mm-hmm.
Have the same thing?
Yes, but the Fleet Store one is superior.
Fleet Store one's superior, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
So when you look in the Zen Store, you see the Zen Store one. The only reason why you get the Zen Store one is if you just want the trait and the console. But if you just want the ship, you just get the Fleet Store one.
Okay, so I've been on this quest last month to cross-train all my bridge officers and ground crew. Because the only bridge officer I need now is Mr. Potato Head to finish off the set, and I'm finished. Like I've got my ground team that I want, the four Asian, and I've got my 2 Romulan. I got a Nausicaan, and I've got I need Mr. Potato Head to finish off the set, and I want to cross train them all so that all the trainings are lit up all the way down the board, 100% on every bridge officer.
Yeah.
Okay, it gives me an accolade in the game and on PSN. And Wilson tells me that, it's for naught, but to me it's a goal. It's something that just for me, I personal preference that I want to work towards to actually achieve. And so far it's been a real pain to find the right ships and the right seating to get them trained, and I think I just found me the ship to get them trained a good decent chunk. So yes, definitely stumbled on something really interesting here.
Oh yeah, yeah. I honestly, I just wish the devs would make it to where you could just hit a button and you could train whatever is available to be trained by using whatever EC you have. Like instead of just going back and forth to the vendor. Now everything that's like, oh, you need to craft whatever. Yeah, I can see not having maybe a click all button for it, but if it's in your inventory, I still think you should just be able to just like, all right, fill, like an auto fill to just automatically put it in that bridge officer. Because it is a pain. Like if you want to have like your bridge officers with everything on it, it is an absolute pain in the ass. Like I kind of sort of did it on my main character with a few, but after that, I just never bothered to do it
Oh,
again.
it is truly a pain. It's a pain in the rear, actually. It's a nightmare and a headache. Uh, you gotta have the right ships with the right seating, with the right training manuals. Oh, and if you want training manuals, please, I've got 3 characters with inventory and bank full of multiple training manuals. Just we'll find it. If you need it, I got it.
Let's see if there's anything. Well, I will admit though, as much as I don't like Federation design ships, I kind of do dig this patrol ship a little bit.
Yeah,
I just like the way it looks.
cool.
Let's see, induction goals, cooldown. What's the cooldown for this? I mean, it's for 30 seconds. Okay. So this also came from the Klingon event too, the enhanced induction coils. Go over to traits a little bit, using superior pedal to the metal. Mine will say superior because I have the temporal agent recruit that I have maxed out. Temporal agent recruit will be available in the near future after they do some revamping of the graphics and missions that come with the temporal agent recruit. Also using Overwhelming Force. We normally don't use this for higher end builds, but since this is a free to play, I slide it in. It's pretty decent at stripping away shields. Superior, going the extra mile, increases shield and hull healing. Also, will give you some extra maximum hit points. Demolition team. I forgot why I selected this one. Well, in a short distance from control. So basically, when you're close enough to your enemy, it'll just start sending over demolition teams to blow them up from the inside out. So whenever you're within 2 kilometers. Standoff, whenever your weapons are attacking the forward arc of the enemy ship. It'll do an increased 15% bonus damage. Superior predictive algorithms. This increases your accuracy and also clears away debuffs. So it's not too bad. But since that is a redundant ability, I'm going to take that off, put on magnified firepower for extra bonus damage. Slot on beam barrage. Let's take this off. Superior beam training. This can be upgraded in your K-13 for your fleet. Fragment AI. This comes out of lockbox. This blue skies also comes out of lockbox. Fresh Marinar, not needed, but it also comes from a lockbox. I'll put give your all on for survivability. And let's change my difficulty to advanced because elite will take too long. But as we saw, it can survive elite very well.
Oh, so like 3 weeks ago, so something like that, I ended up finding some of those Klingon DPRMs on the exchange for decently priced, not too hateful, and talked to the banker and used some of the fleet bank funds and matched it and got the Klingon DPRMs. It's like a Romulan and Klingons, so they're back in the fleet bank. But I've got more of an investment out now in wrapped up in that too. So I don't really know how we're going to scratch that out when it all comes down the pike. I'm thinking probably around January, maybe February when it shoots up there in price.
It's for me. That's a long term goal. Like it's out of sight, out of mind. It's gonna be in the vault, and like because everybody stocked up on supplies of that stuff. So it's gonna be a while before we try to make a profit off that.
Oh, I mean the prices are already going up substantially. So they're already.
Yeah.
Reading a single Ferengi vessel, Marauder class. They've decloaked.
But everybody that just came into the chat, welcome to the chat. The stream. We are testing out some free-to-play ships. I'm currently in the Patrol Escort fleet variant, using nothing but weapons you can earn from in-game. And look at that, one-shotting things. 164,000 on that shot.
I'm in the Mackay pilot raider T6X, by the way. I had to do I was so giddy about that. I got this thing stockpiled, so.
Alright, that's enough of the close-up of the ship. I need But yeah, just to show.
Put retaliation in for my extra space trait. I've got secret mission, extensively modified warp core, super weapon ingenuity, polarized lattice optimized, and invincible.
You have to remember that those traits you have on are not easily obtainable.
And they won't be available to you in the beginning, in the first, probably, I'm going to say, your first 6 months of the game, maybe, depending on how fast you come up. If you really grind it out and grind out the EC, it's possible, but it's going to take some keys, money out of pocket, sorry to say, to make those things happen.
But fear not, you do not need expensive traits to do damage, as I'm showing right here in this build currently.
What, you want to be in the chat too, little buddy?
He's saying let me in.
He wants some attention because Mama's not here right now. What you want, little buddy? Here.
Man, I'm not even working with an experimental weapon on this one.
Well, if I remember, the tail gun is basically your experimental weapon.
Yeah. I don't like it though.
I don't either. I agree with you on that. I'd rather have an actual experimental weapon that I can choose, but it's better than nothing, I guess.
It's one of those where it's like, hopefully one day they like will redo some of these ships that have like fused weapons in them, so you can like remove them.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
I mean, like the proton weapons, I would love to use the proton weapons, but they were nerfed, and the ones that is a purely proton cannon you can't use but on the science destroyers, and I personally don't want to use it on the science destroyer. Alright, let's go mess with the customization. I want to see what else I can do with this funky looking ship. Oof. Oh, there goes Sarah Kerrigan. Stay away from Sarah
That's
Kerrigan.
one person you want to stay away from if you ever meet.
They are a scammer. They will scam you out of ships.
Yeah.
I kept the other night. I'd walk over to him and start the trade up, handing trade over one EC, and then cancel the trade. I did that like, I don't know, I got bored 50 times or so. He just like a dummy, just kept going at it. Oh, thank you, man. Oh wow, oh wow. Couldn't help myself. I was bored.
Test. Ooh, this Tempest. Oh, too bad I don't have that one. Oh, man. Oh, the saucer section.
I'm hungry. I've not eaten nothing all day.
What are you cooking, me?
My bro?
Yeah, I'm a little busy right now.
Well, then don't complain.
Alright then, I won't complain.
Just messing with you, bro.
I know. I know.
I mean, I haven't eaten much either today either, but I'm not really all that hungry for some reason. I don't know.
FW.
Huh?
Why don't you go find that? So.
Where do I go find out what?
Your sense of humor.
What?
You don't get it. I'll mess with you, bro.
No, I can barely hear you.
Oh, I said, why don't you go find that?
What, my humor?
Your sense of humor. You're kind of like me. You got a dry sense of humor.
Well, I try not to be humorous. I give it a try every once in a while, but I just tell it how it is generally.
Yeah, I'm just sporadic, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like a lot of windows on my ship. I feel like windows on a warship is just weird. It's like, I feel like somebody should be able to pop those things out.
Well, I mean, like, what do you need windows on a spaceship anyway? What do you go look out and see?
Technically, they're not windows, they're force fields.
More stars? Right. What are you going to look out and see?
Because at the speeds that these ships are running, in reality, the glass would just shatter and you'd be sucked
Yeah.
up. You remember in Star Trek First Contact when they met that Lily from the past, from Zephyr and Cochrane, and he explained that she said, "Why is there no glass?" And says, "Force field." That's
Oh,
same.
yeah. But still, though, they're windows. Whether there's glass or not, they're windows, and I hate windows.
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying they're not windows. I'm just saying, I don't know, just something for the crew to look out, I guess. I don't know. Dig up Roddenberry and ask him. Oh, wait, he's dead. He can't answer.
Ain't got all the answers, don't know, can't tell you.
Well, he came up with the stuff.
Right.
Well, he came up.
I
He
wonder-
came up with a lot of things, though.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, how come the starships have windows when they
Hey,
use
you
G-strings?
tell me that all this Star Trek stuff is just solely on one person's creativity.
Majority of it, probably.
If you ask the Rabbit fan base.
Okay, I mean,
Dude,
I mean,
I have a good imagination, but I could not fully come up with every single aspect of something like Star Trek or Star Wars. I couldn't do that.
Some people
I would need
don't.
help.
Some people don't like Discovery specifically because Gene Roddenberry wasn't around to give it the thumbs up.
Yeah, I can see that. But
Not
that
because
day-
the show, not because of like maybe there's some kind of plot device. Like no. This is Gene Roddenberry didn't come up with this, therefore we don't like it.
my brother's been trying to get me to recreate the caveman story. We got lost in northern Florida, coming back from Daytona Beach. Dark, nothing but trees and a road. We went, I don't know, 150 miles out of our way. Just got lost. And I just started talking, just telling a story about the caveman story. It was hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. We drove. I just kept on talking.
Colony neutralized.
Made a whole thing about it.
Toward the next one.
And wish I kind of had a tape recorder or something to record it because it was really pretty good. Hilarious. It was quite funny. And
Hello.
Can't recreate.
What's up,
Hey,
Hawkeye?
Hawk, we're live streaming right now,
No problem.
so you're more welcome to join us.
Showing off this free-to-play build right now. It's actually doing pretty well.
The person
Yeah,
I
he
wanna
actually
talk to-
survived an elite in a T5X.
I'm saying
So
something.
nothing but free to play stuff, which is pretty cool, pretty tasty.
Wait, what are you streaming?
Remember?
STO, Q&As, and on.
Look at the Discord, Mr. Discord, man.
Yeah, sorry. Hey, we are still love. Come in and ask questions.
Hawkeye,
Yes.
you're hereby ordered to be drafted into Exodus Fleet Admiralty to take Wilson's spot.
No.
Here and henceforth, it's not an option. You're being drafted, Brad. Can't say no. We're not giving you the option. You're taking over. That's it.
You know he's fucking with you, right, Hawkeye?
You can't
Yeah.
say that. Hey, what's it? Yeah.
She'll have to make me.
Yeah, we would do that. First off. That'd be bad. And he got sad there for a minute, like, really?
No. Mm-mm. Nah, just not being myself.
Like, man, I don't want to be with the Admiral. No.
He was looking at an exit strategy.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he? Where's that door at?
Where's that murderous airlock?
To be honest, I didn't even bother to look at that.
Exodus stage left.
So Wilson finally got his vacation, huh?
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe I need to think before I go typing messages from now on. At least consort with space about a few things first.
That's not what I said. That's what you told yourself.
No, that's what I'm telling myself. I'm not saying that's what you said. No, I'm not saying that. But maybe I think I should, because I think I go off a little crazy and, I don't know, act out.
Well, neither here nor there. We're currently live.
I'm on live, so yeah. Anyhow, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Well, I'm currently live, so. Oh, I did send him I did send Wilson a message. I fined him, for real, 3 million EC to the fleet bank for non-compliance.
Oh.
He skipped out. Yeah, he skipped out on this whole stream. He said
Only
he'd be
3
here.
million?
Yes. Now the one that says 750, I guess, it's only supposed to be 75. That's a typo on my part. 750 is that's a steep number. That's a big number. So that wasn't intended to be like that.
Yeah, but still, from a type of 750 million to a 3 million fine, that's a long way.
The 75, it's only supposed to be if he answers a shipbuilding or ship-related question, and he's caught at it. He wanted that vacation, he got it. Anyhow. Folks, that's the I'm sorry, folks, that's the hierarchy, that's the administration of being fleet admirals in a fleet in Star Trek. We deal with all kinds of sorts of such on a daily. Sometimes weird, sometimes good, sometimes bad. So we take it as we go.
Yeah, but let's not go into detail though over on the live stream though.
No, let's try to shut it down here. I just wanted to set that out there that we deal with.
Oh, I know. I mean, like we can fill Hawkeye in later.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been trying to shut it down since I started, but yeah.
But yeah, Hawkeye. Basically going over just little things, for the peeps out there that can't afford the expensive shit in game. And let them know that hey, you don't need to pay for stuff in the game. You can just grind out a little bit, and you can have yourself a really nice ship.
Oh, that was your advice. Testing.
So
yeah.
we were also talking about doing it like a podcast on a regular. Are we doing the podcast or the YouTube thing? So we can tell people basically what's coming.
I mean, if you're going to do a podcast, we would do you do a podcast, but you also it'd be YouTube and Switch. You wanted to be as many platforms as possible to get to as many people as possible.
Well, because my wife has the smart board over at school, and I could put all the consoles up on the smart board, and we could explain what they are, how they work, in general not too much detail. We ain't got to go into full detail, 100%, but we can go into, general detail of their basic workings and how they relate and work together in certain aspects, and show them, what works together, what don't, and I can put that all up on a board, and it's a visual. How's that sound?
I mean, it's an idea.
Okay. I know we're talking about this stuff on live. Shouldn't be, excuse me. My bad.
It's just one of those things where it's in the works. I'm not gonna subscribe to anything solid at the moment because details got to be worked out, and those details will be talked offline.
Yeah, So up and coming, these things could happen.
Hey, Space.
Mm-hmm.
Quality of the stream isn't that good.
Oh yeah.
Your quality isn't that good.
No, I'm watching on YouTube.
Oh. Well, I can't help what the quality is. I mean, it's 1080p, bro. I don't know what you want from me. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
So we want 4K. We want 8K presentation. That's what we want.
You gonna give me the capture card that streams 4K? I'm not buying it.
I've got one that's supposed to pull 4K. I could send it to you, and you could see if you can make it work better than I did. How's that?
I mean, honestly, quality's not bad. It's just, I mean, there's only so much you can do with this game, and it's gonna jump up and down in quality, especially when you're like moving around and shit.
Yeah, it don't matter about the output quality. If you put 8K, 4K quality out, and a person got 1080p TV, they're only getting 1080p. So.
But a capture card would make it better. But it's like, look, dude, it's like, look, I'm using what I got here, Hawkeye. I don't need you coming in my stream criticizing. Just criticize. Enjoy what you get.
You know what? Sue me.
But
I think there's a line to that.
All right, you could talk to my attorney, Mr. Lucky Loki, on Tuesday morning when he gets back from vacation.
Oh, I would rather hang myself.
Consider the lawsuit enacted. Yeah.
Oh, I'll say only this. Good luck.
Hey, we'll take it to the world court, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't
Only
think
problem is McBuds is one of the judges.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. But easy on language. That ain't so bad. I don't know. I was told to watch the language, so I've been doing better in SpaceBorne.
Better than me.
You see the video he's putting out, the chubby cheek,
what?
very, very thick military person down there. Says he works hard. Yeah, on what, the ho-hos and cupcakes?
Firstly, I'm not even fat. Sounds like some hateration over there.
Hey, I'm fat. I'm proud.
Of my beautiful physique.
I'm fat and proud, and hey, you gotta hate on nothing.
What you doing, Space? Oh, setting up a ship.
Just going through some things. Yeah.
Wanna do a little test of the ship you're putting I want to test something out.
Um,
Since we're streaming,
bro, this ain't PvP. Get out of here.
oh, it's not. It's
Yeah.
PvE. Okay.
Yeah, it's free
My
to play PvE. Like, you think this shit? You think a free to play will survive some PvP? You have lost your mind. That is a death sentence. It'll do great in PvE, but PvP? Oh no, I don't see any life in that.
Alright, PvP me then.
Yeah. Okay.
No, space.
See?
Your ship gets the ship out we just put together.
So folks, this our guy Hawkeye from Romania. He is very PvP triggery. He loves PvP. Thinks everything has to be PvP.
My cat wants to play Star Trek now.
You better get a bigger bank account.
It's not that I'm PvP trigger happy. Well, I guess I am. Never mind.
It's okay. The first step to
You know
admitting
what?
there's a problem.
You know what? It's your fault. It's your fault. It's Wilson's fault, and it's Loki's fault.
Hey, look.
You three are the main guilty suspects.
Look, I just showed you the door. You walked through it.
Yeah, but you stuff all that not. Let me rephrase that. You gave me all that knowledge.
Oh, really? Really? All them questions, now it's you gave me all that? Oh.
Reggie?
Hey, you put in the work for it because again, like I can give somebody knowledge all day long, drill, and they may not.
Oh, no, you didn't.
They may not, you know. They may not, like take it, all in heart. Oh, he's probably watching the stream. That's why I said it.
Ladies and gentlemen, just for reference, then, we can't always be serious. There are sometimes we have to be funny. It's for our sanity and your entertainment. So enjoy. Yeah, please proceed.
But anyways, yeah. I can give somebody knowledge all day long, but if they don't know how to implement the knowledge or do their own research aside from bugging me every 2 seconds about something they're doing rather than just putting it on and seeing if it works or not.
You miss Mama, don't you?
Like, cause some people,
Or debate for like 10 minutes continuously if you put it on and test it or not.
You mean arguing to oneself about doing it? Cause man, I've seen some people just like talk to themselves for like an hour about whether or not they wanted to do this one thing, and I'm like, dude, just put it on. Just put it on and see if you like it. You can't talk your way into knowing if it's good or not. You have to see if it does good.
Well, some never
But,
learn. Some
What?
progress has been made to a particular case.
Well, thank the STO gods for that. But, doing this shit, Bill, it's not to my exact standards, but it's not bad. I mean, it can do some one shots on a good day. Yeah, it's kind of speedy. More faster than I would have gave it. I would have expected it to be. Not a terrible looking ship either. Personally, I just don't like most of the Federation ships the way they look.
Wait, what ship is that?
This is the Patrol Escort Fleet variant. T5 UX.
Oh, okay.
So gave her a little upgrade.
Competitive vengeance.
Yep. Got the full competitive set on.
Okay.
Basically, everything on here is obtainable in the game with some time and grinding.
Yeah. Reputation, fleet items. But mostly reputation.
Yep. Reputation's
Discovery, Terran Task Force. If my site doesn't deceive me.
oh, it doesn't. So we got on the Disruptor Wide Angle Dual Heavy Beam Bank. This is one of the best beams in the game, aside from its counterpart, the Phaser Wide Angle Dual Heavy Beam Bank. Then you got the second best beams in the game, Terran Task Force Disruptor Beam Bank. The other one, counterpart, being the Phaser. Then you got the Advanced Piezo Plasma, which is going to do that technical overload, which is beautiful when it goes off.
And if you use that into PvPs, you get... I think I managed to get like 50k damage pass through with that.
It's just, I mean, it depends on the person. Because honestly, you can pop somebody for like 100k with a technical overload, but if they know what they're doing, you'll barely ever see a technical overload make too much of a dent. But it is good to have on, especially for popping off shields. No experimental weapon because this thing comes with the Tempest Tail Gun. Directional 90-degree arc to the rear. I don't understand why this exists. This ship is made to fight forward. Like, I can understand if they put this like on a cruiser. It makes sense if it was on a cruiser. But on an escort, it's just dumb.
I mean, why would you need it in the back?
I guess the ship was designed to just run away.
Hit and run? Possibly.
Oh no, I mean just run away. Because there's no way. It's like if we actually had damage parses like they've been promising for like a year now. If we had a damage parse, I guarantee this weapon would be at the extreme bottom of the barrel. Like it probably wouldn't even do as much damage as the kinetic cutting beam, in terms of like maybe an eighth of what the kinetic cutting beam would do.
Yeah, man, I managed to get kills. I managed to get last shots with kinetic cutting beams on experienced players.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. The kinetic cutting beam is good, but it's not going to do as much damage until the shields are gone.
Yep. It's like basically it's the same principle as torpedoes.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. A lot of people, they got to realize these reputations are extremely important. Do your reputations, max them out, all the way up to tier 6.
Reputations, specializations.
All these things that are available to you that are free, like these are free stats. These are free buffs. These are free traits. Free weapons. Most of the best weapons in the game are obtainable for free. House of Marktalk Disruptor 360-degree injury weapon that comes from Brushfire, the mission Brushfire, and what is it? Future Proof. Let's see. Let's actually look at the episode. Oh no, it is New Frontiers. right after Future Proof. So, you know, that and the console, those two together are very good weapons. It's going to give you, the two piece is going to give you 2.5% critical chance and plus 15 accuracy rating.
Yeah. Need to mention never use the torpedo.
Torpedo's garbage. It's the transphasic torpedoes. In fact, any transphasic torpedo is pretty much garbage in this game. They were a part of the Nerf apocalypse a couple years ago, where so many things were just nerfed to the point of unusability. So there are a lot of things in this game. The things that were early on made are just no longer good. There are a few things making a comeback, like the new Kara web mines. Those are part of the science meta currently. Never thought a new Kara anything would be a part of any meta, but here we are. And this is why anyone who does the events, like, you should always do any event. Any and every event that comes out.
Speaking of events, I'm rather curious about this Ryzen luxury cruisers. Because, to be honest, I like my cruisers. Especially my boat, the Tactical Star Cruiser.
That well?
No. Shut up.
Well, let's admit, it is a whale. It turns so terribly. It's got one of the worst turn rates for a cruiser in the game.
Yes, it does. I won't argue with that.
But at least with this luxury cruiser, the turn rate is 10 degrees per second, which is very good for a cruiser. It's got a lot of inertia too, so you can, start drifting with it. So it's not bad. It's honestly not bad. What would make it better, though, is if Cryptic would allow us to have more Omni Beams. If we could have more Omni Beams, that would like untie our hands, because instead of using a kinetic cutting beam, you can use another crafted weapon or a mission weapon or something. Like, build potentials would change somewhat if they just allow us to have more Omni Beams. And cruisers could actually be fairly decent if we had the ability to use more Omni Beams. And that's kind of the issue right now, is where, Omni Beams are just not something that is currently going to be used the way we want to be used.
To be honest, I know you're a escort type of player. You like your escorts, but even cruisers with beam banks, do you rather decent?
Decent, yes, but because of their lack of maneuverability, can easily get outmaneuvered and become outgunned because of that. Because of the fact you're being outmaneuvered. Now, if they made it to where you could put Omni Beams in every slot, like you could fill up all your weapon slots with Omni Beams, cruisers would be ungodly to deal with. They would be a headache, because at that point you have 8 weapons pointing at you all the time
and nowhere to run.
Exactly. At that point, I would start making cruiser builds left and right. Because honestly, yes, I'm an escort kind of person, but I'm an escort kind of person because of the advantages escorts gives. I play in whatever ship is going to give me the tactical advantage. Because I came in, with all the cruisers and stuff. That's why I have the Vengeance class on my main character. That was like one of my first ships that I went out and grind for. but the lack of omni beams. I mean, you can do a turret build, sure, with a cruiser. It's just not the same because
For PB only, maybe.
I mean, you can do it in PvP too. It's just you're not gonna be as strong as somebody with beams that are staring right at you. Like some of these ships, I would like to try, but it's, they got that that 4-4 weapon layout. It makes it a tough pill to swallow whenever you're trying to make a build for them. And then you got that one dreadnought that has it's reverse. It has a 3-5 weapon layout. It's got 5 weapon slots in the rear. What am I gonna do with that? It's not fast enough to lay mines. Could I put torpedoes back there? Sure, but so I'm gonna run in reverse the whole time. Like it's one of those ships where I got it because it was part of the event, but in hopes of one day that Cryptic gives some buffs to some of these items, which it looks like they're going towards the approach of we're gonna buff rather than nerf. There's some things they will still like nerf if it's like completely outrageous, because there have been some things that were just completely outrageous that just need to be nerfed. It had no place in this game. Like the weapons that were on the Miracle Worker flight deck cruiser, where you pretty much had insurmountable amount of buffed bonus damage. More of those weapons you had on, the more bonus damage you could dish out. You potentially could dish out like an additional. Well,
wait, are you talking about the sensor linked weapons?
They are a sort of sensor linked weapons, but they're advanced weapons from the ship. You can't have access to these weapons unless you have the ship. But anyways, they nerfed it from bonus damage because people were getting like they were getting hundreds of percentages of bonus damage because each one of the weapons counted as 20% bonus damage to itself. Then they're like, all right, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to make it to where it stacks, but at a reduced stacking rate. People are still able to get a huge amount of bonus damage from these weapons. So then they're like, all right, we're going to switch it to crit severity, which they still ended up nerfing it again. But the thing with these nerfs is sometimes when you nerf something so much, it becomes
I mean, they had to modify the game in some way.
I mean, yeah, but again, you got some that work out a little better, like Section 31 Command Battle Cruiser. That's a decent ship. I don't use it often because again, cruisers just they don't do it for me. They're slow. Well, in this game, anyways, they're slow. They don't pack the punch that cruisers in conventional thinking should pack the punch they should. Like this tiny little ship that's maybe twice the size of some of these shuttles should not do so much damage to the point to where it can cripple dreadnoughts. It makes no sense. But, they were trying to, which I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to make the game more MMO-like, which is basically Cruisers are supposed to be tanks or support. Your escorts are supposed to be your DPSers. Science was also supposed to be, support as well, support and control. Which science has crept back to being DPS again, thanks to all these wonderful additions to science. All these science consoles. So I can't wait to get that Genesis bundle whenever it comes out for PlayStation 4. The Exploding Planet. Oh my goodness, I can't. I'm definitely showing that off. That thing does millions of damage in a single use. It does more damage than that mycelial weapon.
I was about to say that mycelial weapon. If you manage to get your target to sit in one place with traffic beams, turn off engines, whatever it takes, and you hit it with that, that's gonna hurt.
Oh, that thing can do millions of damage too in a shot, but that's if you get on target. This, you're not even required to get on target. It affects enemies within a 5k radius. When it explodes, it's a 10k radius explosion. And it triggers based on how much energy it gets, which how much energy it gets is determined by how many basically how many enemies is within the 5k that it can siphon energy off of, which is going to be easy for a science build because those gravity wells, plasma storms, all that other stuff is just going to keep everything locked right in there.
Send me a team invite after this. Actually, I'll send you one.
Oh man, I'm fighting Hirogen, that's right. I was like, why in the hell?
Why?
And
my favorite, Subnuke.
Oh yeah.
The Subnucleonic Beam. The weapon of science characters.
Unfortunately, easily overcome if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, but how many people know what they're doing and are able to integrate their counters into their builds? The counters of the Subnuke into their builds.
Man. Have the knowledge. I mean, honestly, they're, if it comes to like the people who are new to PvP, they're not really gonna know. But everybody else though that's been PvPing for a hot minute, they're gonna know.
True. It's still something very valuable.
Oh yeah. It's definitely annoying. Which I haven't decided yet whether or not I officially want to go the route of PvPing with my science Klingon yet. Though I'm just on the fence because I'm trying to buy a truck in a month or two, so can't be investing too much into the game.
Yeah, that's the reason I never went full science. Actually, I never went science.
Oh, the science part is easy. Like, I have enough science to make science wherever I want to. It's just whether or not I want to go PvP, which that's different. That requires stuff you have to like, get from lockboxes and shit.
My point exactly. Because, well, like you called me earlier, PvP trigger happy. If I'm doing something, I'll take it into PvP. I mean, all my tier 6 like ships are PvP worthy.
Yeah. This little ugly thing, I mean, I kind of like the design, but in terms of Federation designs, it's like an attractive ugly. It does pretty well, even though again, not the normal conventional traits. It's all stuff that's just easily obtainable.
I was actually thinking of buying the Titan Science Destroyer.
It's a fun ship. I like it. I wouldn't use it for the destroyer part, but the science part it is wonderful. Destroyer part, if you were to use the destroyer part of it, I would say go with a torpedo build. It's suited best for that. Everything okay. Still, my goodness. I hate when the game does that.
Let me know when you're doing the next patrol.
Don't take long. I'll leave that. I feel like, where's that? Trouble over tar.
Okay.
Part of me does want to create a discovery character though. But the other part of me is like, I got too many characters to work on. But then again, now I have enough ships to do anything on any character. Though I do find it quite sad though that this T5 is so much faster than that ship.
My ship? You seem to be forgetting one thing. Endless red alert.
Oh no, I mean like it's just faster. This ship is just faster than that ship. That's the part I'm like, oh, that's sad.
Something's wrong. The rift isn't closing. Ilachi warships on intercept are coming from the rift. More Ilachi ships on approach. Get ready to fight.
under fire, my friend.
Ooh, you ugly.
Who's ugly?
The Alachi.
Oh,
Who do you think I was talking about?
I thought you were saying something about my ship.
I mean, not that ship. I mean, that thing you call a boat, aka the whale. That thing is ugly and slow.
Really?
Yes. That's
Ugly?
Oh, well, it is ugly. Like,
The tactical star cruiser is ugly.
oh yes, yes, yes. It is ugly. Not as ugly as some ships, but it is ugly. I mean, as the song goes, sad but true.
Hey man, it's ugly in your eyes, not in mine.
You only like it because it was your first. That's that bias showing. But come to think of it, my first Zen Store ship was the Eclipse Intel Cruiser.
I don't know that one.
It's like the Section 31E type ships.
Okay.
Actually, I think they are just Section 31 ships because I was reading the backstory on them. They're ships that were created by Section 31 to serve Section 31.
Who is attacking you? No one is attacking you. Shut up.
And my first PvP ship was the Alachi Heavy Escort. People hated me in that thing because they couldn't kill me.
Nothing changed.
Well, damage changed because I couldn't do as much damage then as I do now.
That wasn't really that important. That wasn't the point.
I was just saying. And it was, I made it kind of themed using Alachi cannons. Which I may start back doing some. I may do some team builds. I haven't decided yet.
That's it? No more?
Yep, they're all dead, man. I mean, it's I'm having fun with it. But I'm gonna check the chats real quick. If there's no more questions to be had, I'm just gonna end the stream. Cause I am hungry. Alright. Looks like there is nothing else for me to go over. Let me look at our Discord to make sure there's nothing else that I've missed. Let's see. Went over free to play ship. Oh, specializations to do first. So, specializations to complete first. One is going to be pilot. The reason why you want to do the pilot one first is it will give you the improved pellet metal, which is 20% bonus damage. This is a pretty significant increase to your damage potential. Highly recommend completing this one first, along with Miracle Worker, which Miracle Worker is going to give you survivability and damage bonuses as well. After that, Intelligence and Constable. These are good ones to have finished. Constable is most of its use though is going to be in PvP. So if you're not gonna do PvP, I would say instead of doing Constable to do Strategist. Then if you want to delve in some science stuff, Temporal. The other ones like Command and Commando, you can finish those at your leisure. I don't find these too important. Unless you just want the traits from them, then complete them. Reputations. Yeah, they do well for that. For reputations to complete first, you guys want to complete your competitive first. You want to be able to get access to the competitive engines, the shield, and warp core. The specific engines you're going to want to get are going to be these, the prevailing inverted impulse engines. They're used on pretty much any tactical. Say what? Target the prevailing impulse engines as your crafted one. Yeah. Oh, it's fine. So, the engines first.
You can use. It depends on the type of build you want to do. Because if you're doing a tank, you would want the engines that go for healing.
Yes and no. It depends. Do you necessarily? Not necessarily. And the reason why I say not necessarily is because you can technically just use these engines alone on whatever build you want. The other ones are extremely situational. So you can use those for those specific builds, but you could just still use the prevailing inverted. If that makes sense, because yeah, you could go that route of, oh, I'm just only going to use, I'm going to make a tank build. But if you got enough, if you got a beam overload and some spread torpedoes on or something like that, honestly, you can just stick with that. You don't need to slap on the other engines unless you just want to craft them for that purpose. But not needed. The other thing, prevailing bolstered warp core is going to be the warp core you're going to go for. It gives you additional auxiliary power. So whenever you're doing an aux to bat build, that extra auxiliary power gets pushed into the rest of your subsystems. In PvP, in most situations, unless you're going against somebody that is running an Exodus build. Those Exodus builds are basically, they're invisible, and the only way to see them is by using your auxiliary, which is what the Exodus builds take advantage of. They take advantage of the fact that people are using Oxtabat builds, which in terms of just strength alone, Oxabat builds are stronger and more powerful. However, the Exodus builds, even though they're weaker in damage and not great at survivability, yeah, which there are counters to that as well. But you know that's what the Exodus is taking event is trying to take advantage of, is that you're using all your auxiliary to basically boost the rest of your systems. Yes, auxiliary boosts stealth and perception, and exotic damages. For the warp core, the prevailing bolster one, which you would use for either Oxtabat or Exodus, honestly, because of that extra auxiliary power. Shield is kind of personal preference, honestly. You could go with the prevailing innervated resilient shield, which gives you a crit chance, crit severity. I personally like going for no, not necessarily. That's
No.
only with the 2-piece. And the shield I go with for, because again, you're trying to make the 3-piece competitive set with this, because you want to have the 3-piece. So prevailing, for me, the one I like the most is the prevailing fortified resilient shield. Reason being, it gives you an additional 20% maximum hit points. So basically, while you're being attacked, you're getting a buff to your hit points. For me, that is maximum hit points. So that's your whole. So whenever you hear hit points, it's always going to be your holes, unless it specifically says shields. Yeah. But, you know, I like that one because for me, that's better survivability for, you know, PvE, PvP. I see some people use the crit chance, crit severity. Honestly, for me, the 1% crit chance and the 10% crit severity is not really worth it in value. Yeah, but again, with that shield, it's, to me, it's still not worth it because there's so many items that you can easily get crit chance, crit severity. Just to have that little amount on, to me, is just not worth it. And versus the survivability of this one, because 20% maximum hull points. If your hull points are already like 100,000, that's that's you know, and that's giving you 20% on 100,000 hull. That's now an additional 20,000 hull. That can make the difference between you dying and living. Yeah. So for me, it's always been my personal preference to use the prevailing fortified resilient one. Oh yeah, that's fine. And
If you,
mhm.
I just wanted to say he mentioned the Kubali. If you want to use the Kubali, the TP set, you use the deflector and the impulse engines, and then you use from the Discovery Reputation, the Tilly shield, and the Warp Core. Yeah. So you get the TP set from the Discovery and the TP set from the Kubali. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so just simple tanking that'll do fine. The competitive set, even though it took a nerf way back when, it's still great because of you know the addition. Well, even though it got nerfed, it's still better than, for me, anyways, than a lot of setups. Now, where the setups are different, where they kind of differ, it depends on the build that you're making. Like if you're going the colony console route, you can reasonably put the Tilly. Hmm? No, no, you can get them for colony, and the colony consoles are the basically the higher end PvP stuff that you can get pretty easily, kind of for free. So if are you on the stream right now? Because right now we're live streaming. That's why I'm kind of like formatting things in the way I'm saying. So um, yeah, it's on. I have it posted up on Discord and in the Exodus chat as well. And I'll also head that way to the colony. Yeah, it's on the general.
The colony build is actually what I'm using on my main PvP ship. Actually, one of my mains.
It
And I'm rather satisfied with it.
it does all right depending on the situation.
Hmm.
It won't. It still won't outclass the Ryzen setup, but it is fairly competitive, which is why a lot of people use it because it's easy to access and doesn't require as much as I would say the Ryzen kind of demands. If you weren't
Hmm.
around for the events, you're kind of at the point of, oh, I have to kind of either grind out the Zen. Well, you don't
Yeah.
necessarily have to drop bucks, but you're definitely gonna have to grind for the Zen, which you can grind for the Zen by grinding for the dilithium and then switching out for the Zen and getting it that way.
No.
No, they closed a loophole, not on the exchange, but basically where people were exploiting, uh, basically creating a character and then getting on that character and getting all the awards for that character within being level 10, and then deleting that character after getting all the awards off of it, all the lithium stuff, and then making a new character and doing it over and over again. Oh yeah, you can do that. That. I mean, they know it's there. They're not going to change it because it, it was considered, a bug slash exploit, but they're going to continue to allow that because that could hurt their bottom line. So they're not going to touch it.
Yeah, they're gonna lose a lot of players if they do that.
Yeah, but that hasn't happened though. And whoever informed you, I don't know if they were like misheard or something, but it's not that. They just made it to where like you can't just continuously create characters and not play those characters and get all the resources off of them and basically exploiting the system that way. Um, but here, in the colony world, you come up to the second floor. You're gonna talk to the space equipment requisitions, and literally the first thing in there is the tactical consoles. So you can there is no blanket energy based one. So you either have to choose phaser, disruptor, plasma, or polaron, antiproton, tetryon, and then it flips, and then you can go specialize with like torpedoes, like tricobalts, chronoton, photon projectiles, quantum, etc. Basically, if you're going to torpedo build, you might use these.
What about what? Ah, he
You got
dropped. Yeah, I think he was on his phone.
well, you just came back in.
I actually managed to get it
Oh, me?
working.
Yeah, I'm here.
No, it's
Not
not
you.
like Caden.
I actually managed to get the PlayStation app working on my phone without interrupting. But you have to go into developer options, and you need to have your phone charging. And there's a option that um, keeps your phone awake.
Dude,
If you
you going through a lot just for this. I just go into it.
Yeah,
you're
you
you're
have
you're going through a
Apple.
lot. You're going through way more than what I would do.
Yeah, you have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. iPhone users don't get that problem. Android users, unfortunately, they do.
Well, I'm just gonna continue from here. Other thing at the colony is these deflectors. To me, it honestly does not matter which deflector you get. It's kind of personal preference or whatever you think is usable, but you can re-roll these to exactly what you want anyway. So you can literally buy one of these and re-roll everything on it. So it doesn't matter.
And since you're at the colony build, bridge officers,
Oh yeah, those wonderful.
Lucari bridge officers.
Which I wonder though if Star Trek will make the whole Lucari Kantari to you know being as one now, if it's gonna be true canon. But here you go, get Lucari officers. If you're doing PvP, it's mostly just get um, an engineer or a science officer, because your tactical officer should be the Romulans. The Romulans are going to give you the crit chance, crit severity addition. If you're doing PvE, the Kantari, either the again engineering or science officers, choose I would say 2 of each for ease of building, but they're going to grant damage buffs every time you kill. So For PvE, if you're going for just, wiping things out as quickly as possible, the Gintares will be the best bet for you. But that was on the third floor in the corner.
Fourth
Yep.
floor. Yeah.
Yep, third floor, right up the stairs, make a left, and then quickly make another left. And he's just hiding in this corner over here. I guess they don't want y'all to know these officers exist. Just hiding over here. All out the way. Yeah, if you're just running through here, you wouldn't even notice. Training
Tell me
manuals?
about it. Tell me about it. I know I looked for that cellar like half an hour. Everyone was telling me, oh, it's on the first floor or second floor or whatever floor is it. Dude, like where?
Yeah. Let's see, what else is... Oh, let me go to the chat. So, specializations... What else was voted on? C. Setting up bridge officers for space and ground. Went over space, did not go over ground. I'll just go quickly over mine. So this is my ground away team. My tactical is a tactical temporal. So I'm using the temporal ability chronometric diffusion. Puts field over them, reduces damage. Basically a bunch of debuffs. Paradox bomb pulls in foes that are within range and then explodes. Glorious explosion. Target optics. This is good for your tactical guy to have because it increases damage, crit chance, crit severity. Basically, he makes big booms. Tactical EMP bombardment you get from here at the colony. I have 2 of these on this guy. They are great. Especially on the Borg. The Borg get chewed through tissue paper with this thing. Return fire, a good one to have, for recharge time and also bonus damage. Graviton spike, another good one, pulls in enemies and does a crap ton of damage. I have my engineer over here, mostly set up for like ground, but you can also do some for like ground support, but you can also do a little bit of damage with the molten terrain 3. This you will get from the Ryzen vendor. Got the science over here. He's got cold fusion flash, tachyon harmonic 2 for healing, tricorder for damage resistance rating debuff to the targets and killing their stealth, and hyperionic radiation 2 does dot damage to the enemies in the cloud. This setup I use on pretty much all my characters and will not steer you wrong. Reggie, what are you eating? What are you eating?
Snickers.
God damn.
I'm sorry.
Killing that Snicker. Killing that damn
I told you I was hungry now. I get hungry.
Man, did you ask the Snickers for consent?
You know what? They signed a waiver, all right? It's gone. There's no more, okay? It's over. It's over,
But
man.
did you ask us for consent?
No, I didn't know. I have to ask you your consent. No, I like it. Now I asked the Snickers for consent to sign a waiver, because it's gonna die and go on my belly.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, guys, for your ground captain, Section 31 heavy phaser rifle. If you were around for the event, this is an amazing weapon to use on both your captain and all your bridge officers. If you see here, I have them on all my bridge officers that I use. They cut through enemies like tissue paper. And then your secondary weapon you want to have on is not cool temporal operative assault weapon. It is only there for that two-piece bonus. Two-piece bonus is going to give you plus 2% critical chance and 30% critical severity. Then you have the advanced fleet recoil compensating armor. This will come from the fleet star base. Gives you the important stuff anyways. Gives you additional maximum hit points, 80% critical severity, and plus 52 health regeneration. And here's the shield for the Nicole set, Nicole temporal operative personal shield. This is again here for the two-piece bonus. It's also a pretty decent shield because it will make you immune to damage. It is your invincibility on the ground. For kit modules, you want to go with the Delta kit module, whether you be tactical, engineering, or science. This will give you 2.7% critical severity chance and crit chance and 10.6% critical severity. Also gives you weapon proficiency and kit improvements and endurance, which all these things are going to help out with kit performance. That's cooldowns for your kit modules. And weapon proficiency is basically just additional damage to your weapons and it's critical severity. So good stuff to have. What I'm using on the engineer.
Kit Kat does not sign a waiver, but it's gone. So if you want to update.
As far as the Kit Kat
pushing
went,
it.
yeah, like I mean. The Kit Kat gets used like heavily, man. Move along. But anyways, universal kit module, agony field generator. If you're using a phaser like the Section 31 heavy phaser rifle, this will do you wonders because it will anything that is caught in the field will get a 40% reduction in phaser resistance rating, stacks up to 120% and lasts for 20 seconds. It has a huge radius of 36.5 meters on the ground. So, good one to have. If you're around for the event, Universal Kit Module .7 Drone Fabricator does a lot of healing stuff for you, and some survival buffs. Also gives you a little damage buff. Stasis Bubble, good for those annoying bosses. It holds them there and strips away resistance rating, negative 55.5 damage resistance rating for 10 seconds, and we'll do a 20% expose on them. Here's another module, the Universal Kit Module, Gravity Containment. You get this from the Discovery rep. The further the enemies are away from you, the more damage that will be done to them. You can literally one-shot enemies with just the pull of this device. Pretty good to have.
Question. What do you think about weaponized dark matter kit module?
I don't use it, so I can't tell you anything about it.
I like it. Kind of fun to use.
It does 99.2 physical damage per second as long as your target lives.
I mean, it's good. It's just not. I'm just not using this setup because this is more of a setup to help boost the damage of that phaser. Like it's honestly, like the way you set up on the ground is going to be more adherent to your career selection. Like tactical is going to have is going to have a completely different DPS setup than the engineer. The science is going to have a completely different setup than either one of those, and it's the only case in the game where you're actually having to actually play your career to benefit from the most amount of damage you can. Outside of that, in space, do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. On the ground, you more so have to kind of do whatever your career is going to be good at to see the most amount of damage, anyways. But then again, you can still kind of do whatever you want because how you want to play is up to you.
To be honest, I want to change my armor on my ground. I have no idea what to use.
So yeah. I mean, like I said, like for me, whether it be tactical, engineering, or science, the advanced fleet recoil compensation armor is the way to go. 80% critical severity and 52% health regeneration. So to me, that's no
You get
brainer.
that from the starter base, right?
Yep. So that and then not cool, whether you be science or tactical, when it comes to that portion, again, everybody uses those. Same thing with the kit frame. The difference is going to come in the kit modules that you're using. But as far as like the armor, shield, kit frame, and the weapons, they're pretty much going to be similar. Kit modules are what's going to be your difference. But that is my ground setup for this character. Engineer is probably the hardest one to do DPS with. But as you can see, my character can do 32% crit chance on the ground, 32.9% crit chance on the ground, with a 208% critical severity. So, decent. Your tactical characters can do way more than this. I've seen tactical characters be able to one-shot the T-Rex in the Dyson Sphere, so their numbers can get even crazier than this. But these numbers right here will get you by though. Let's see, what else was voted on in the Discord? When to start making a ship build? When you hit level 50. That's when you should start focusing on making a ship build. Until then, don't worry about ship builds because there's not going to be enough resources. There's not going to be enough of one particular item you're going to get in the beginning that's gonna be any good and that you're actually going to keep. So once you hit level 50, that's when you should start looking into making ship builds. Dang. Kira came in and like my stream went haywire. What did you do, man? You did something. Let's see what to buy from fleet stores. Kind of went over that already. Let's see. Did anybody choose D? Nobody chose D. Nobody wants to know how to efficiently earn fleet marks or marks in general. But I'm gonna say it anyways. Your battle zones are gonna earn you a lot of marks in general. So go to your battle zones. And TFOs are great, but the battle zones, you will earn more marks quicker. And they're more entertaining. Yeah, you're gonna get certain marks, true. But I'm just saying, like, like for instance, your counter command marks. You know, you can sit in the Undine's battle zone for a while, and get those. Yeah, and so you're aware, Kara, we are live streaming right now. In case you didn't know. Oh, but we are live streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Where you at?
Ooh, that was fun.
He's like, it doesn't show any. I was like, oh, but it's there though. It's there. But it kind of went dark for me on my phone. I don't know what the fuck just happened. I know he came in and it just went. I'm just gonna die right now. Says my channel is offline for the Twitch. What? How is it offline for Twitch? I'm looking at my Twitch right now. It's not offline, but okay. I think I went through most of the things I want to go through. I mean, yeah, Captain. Oh, here's space skills. Let's go through that real quick. For general purpose use, you want to have your space skills balanced. You don't want to max out one of these trees. These abilities at the end are honestly just not worth their benefits. It's better to just do it more so balanced. This will work for PvE and PvP. And you guys can just go through here, pause it where you need to be to look at what you want to copy from here. Ground skills, pretty straightforward. It just maxed out the weapon side of the tree. And one in the endurance, and then the rest into the kit. Can remove the endurance and just go fully into this, but that's kind of up to you.
You're saying advanced fleet energy dampening armor?
Advanced fleet recoil compensating armor.
Okay.
You'll know it when you see it. That big fat
I'm
80.
I'm looking at it. 80% critical severity. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some stuff still good in the fleet stores. Honestly, somebody want to make a decent PVE build. I mean, your fleet is gonna be able to provide that for you. Now, granted, our fleet is maxed out at 85, so we have nothing to actually work on per se. But if your fleet is just starting out, you may not have access to these. Who put this project up here? You know what? I'm just gonna go past that. Pay it no mind. Pay it no mind.
At the moment.
At the moment. But some admirals are gonna get chewed. Weekly. Oh, this hasn't been filled up yet? What?
I posted the combat performance.
But did you tell anybody?
Um,
Got a little let people know, because I didn't know. Otherwise, this would have been filled. I'm not going to fill it all the way, though. I don't have enough credits. Which is odd, because you'd think I would have a lot of credits on my characters, but I am always getting stuff. So I don't always have a lot of credits. I'm always building, I'm always doing something.
How much there is left?
100 and something, 130, 120 something thousand.
I can spare some.
I need to do some work on this character, get some more dilithium, but been busy. I do need to work on my admiralties. Here's another thing. Research and development. Work on your engineer first. Get a nice trait called Give Your All. This will help for your survivability. And it comes out of your engineering. Now, if you're science and you want to do science DPS, you're going to want to max out your science to 15. You don't have to get all the way to 20. Just get to 15 and you'll get access to traits. Same thing with everything else in here. Once you are at 15, you will get access to a trait that can only be obtained from research and development.
If you get beams, for example, you get beam barrage as a trait to level 15.
Yep, beam barrage from the beams, cannons. There is a trait. It's no longer good because it got nerfed to holy hell, but it used to be one of those traits where if you were firing cannons and you were healing at the same time, you would basically not die because it give you a crazy amount of resistance. Doesn't work like that anymore, but it could still be used, just not as great as it could be. Ground, kit modules, projectiles, all these things, they're going to give you traits, shields. So recommend doing the engineering and science first, beams after. If you prefer cannons, go for the cannons. Beams are still kings though, so beams will do more damage. Projectiles, if you want to do a beam, if you want to do a torpedo boat, the trait out here will give a lot of damage to torpedoes, so I recommend finishing that. Duty officers. Honestly, it's just gonna be whatever you can come by, and it's gonna be based off of the ship. So the way I got the ship set up, you have photonic officer, which is gonna be your main source of cooldowns. Then also using Ox to Bat, which is I have one technician on that's going to give additional cooldown, but it's also going to give you these bonuses in your weapon power, shield power, engine power. Now on the ground it says negative because I'm on the ground, but when you're in space, these numbers change. Reversal polarity, very key to survivability, so make sure this is on all your builds. If you can help it, put on reverse shield polarity 2. If you can put on a 3, put on a 3. I don't recommend putting on a 1 unless that ship just can't provide a seating for the 2. Which, if it can't provide a seating for the 2, you probably shouldn't be using it because it's going to limit how much you can do Ox to Bat wise. Again, we're using the T5UX Fleet Patrol Escort refit. Everything on the ship is obtainable in-game for free or with minor amounts of grinding for EC. This is a very cheap build and does a lot of damage and can survive an elite patrol and elite TFOs. So you don't have to put a lot of money into the game to be able to survive and do good. I have nothing else for the stream. If any of you guys have anything you want to add before I sign off?
Oh, no, not really.
Well, if there's no more oh by the ways or any questions, I'm gonna call the stream for the day. Your boy is hungry and it's time to eat.
Wait,
I can't
just
help,
talking about food.
dude. I can't help you don't you don't make snacks for your nighttime. That's not my fault. All right, everybody. Bye. Until next time. This has been Exodus Stream for Q&As.
Take care.
I like how